games under Joe here, over and done. What have you learned most out of this camp?
I think the biggest thing we wanted to take from this camp was just getting to know Joe's playing style and learning the styles of other players. So I think we've established a really good foundation under Joe. I think we lacked some of it in the first half today, but we got our style and our style rules back in the second half, I think. But personally, I was just happy to get a lot of really good minutes on the field, and I think really learn the way that Joe likes to play, and I really appreciate the way he likes to play as well, so just getting settled into that routine as well.
Yeah, how have you found that, Robbie? You've had times where you've drifted around. I think I saw you pop up right back at one point today. There have been times where you've been drifting into pockets, receiving ball. How have you found kind of the scope that Joe's given you positionally?
Yeah, Joe's really given me the freedom to roam around. I think my ideal position is in the midfield, but you might have seen me today. I started in the 10, but then dropped to a bit of a deeper role to support the playing out. And then I feel like one of my strengths is recognizing the way that the game moves. So if Charlie's running forward, I'm able to cover her at right back. And then in previous games as well, I was playing on the wing, I was playing as a 9, so I think I have the versatility, and Joe sees that too, and a lot of other coaches have seen that in me. But what I really appreciated about the way that Joe plays is that he just lets me be myself, and he trusts me to, fill those spots where I see them and where he sees them as well.
I mean, across these 4 games, you've played a fairly diverse, variety of opponents in both Slovenia and Panama. And looking ahead to the Asian Cup, obviously you're going to have teams that are far more pragmatic, and then teams that are obviously a lot more threatening to the Australian backline. So how do you find that this environment has simulated what playing at the Asian Cup will be like, and what are you looking forward to in that tournament?
In the Asian Cup, we play a lot of diverse teams, like you said. And I have experience playing against those sort of Asian teams coming up through the under-17s and under-20s. I think today we saw, there's a bit of playing around with the ref and some dives and some really rough opponents. And then against Slovenia, it was a bit more possession-based, a bit more organised and then we found today there were a lot of rotations going around. So I think it's given us a really good base to see where the gaps in our play is as a team, in possession and out of possession as well. So yeah, I think these games were difficult, especially under a new coach, and it's been a really, really long camp, probably the longest I've ever done in a long time. So just getting used to that and getting used to the variety, I think can only benefit us. Can you shut the door? Sorry.
Who was the hero for you tonight?
I mean, Michelle Heyman. I mean, she just, pulls those out of nowhere, those goals. We can always rely on her. And she said herself, she has kind of come into the role knowing that maybe she could just be a substitute player, but then we saw today she can start and she can really last the whole game and make a huge impact. And I think, that's her strength. And she's a wonderful player to play with. And very obviously, I think Michelle was the standout today.
It's 8 or 9 months or so to the Asian Cup, but it's only 2 international windows. Have you been able to use this camp to get a better understanding of how you might be able to stamp your ticket to the Asian Cup, or what Joe's looking for?
I think so. I think the way that I enjoy playing really suits the way that Joe likes to play. But I'm adaptable, as I've said, and however the coach wants to play, I think I have the footballing ability to adjust to that. But I do think that my strengths and the versatility that I offer are really useful, and I think I've put a really strong foot forward in making my bid for the Asian Cup next year.